Anyways, what's happening in America, Steve?
People want money.
Hello.
Mostly NFL players, actually.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So basically, the big thing going on is the kneeling protest during the national anthem right now.
What does that mean? They just kneel down?
Yeah. So
before the game?
basically, like during the national anthem, like you're supposed to, like if you're wearing a hat, you're supposed to take it off, put it over your heart. You're supposed to stand up, salute. You're supposed to show. It's basically just showing your respect for the flag and the country, and they're taking it and kneeling or standing arm in arm, which I don't really see a problem with standing arm in arm. Like, you're standing arm in arm, you're being silent. You're like I respect that they're being silent during it, but it's the people, like, basically it all started because of the police. So it was just a shot. Colin Kaepernick just started it 13 months ago, actually, by himself. He sat on the bench preseason in a preseason game just during the national anthem. He just stayed off, and he just was like, I'm just going to sit on the bench and not get up because of all the police brutality going on and all the injustice.
Okay. What race is he? I'm just wondering.
I'm not 100% sure.
He's brown.
He's mixed.
I'll look it up.
He's mixed of some sort. I'm not 100% like nationality-wise, but
Keep going.
I know he's
look it up.
mixed. He has a pretty wicked afro.
And he got roasted for it.
Yeah, he did. He doesn't have a job anymore.
Shit.
Yeah.
Because of that.
He doesn't work for the 40. Like, he's not the quarterback for the 49ers. He's a free agent. Hasn't been signed since.
Because of that, do you think? Or
They
was
say
he
it's a big part. Well, he took the 49ers to a Super Bowl twice.
Wow.
They didn't
Remember
win.
that.
Like, they didn't win or anything, but like he got them there. He took over the starting quarterback, Alex Smith, which is now the Kansas City quarterback, and he took them to the Super Bowl. But basically, it got to the point where good old Donald Trump decided to send out a tweet to all the players protesting, and
So heaps of players are doing it now.
yeah, basically they all just kind of took up with Kaepernick because of everything that's been going on, just all the police brutality, all of the neo-Nazis, just all of the racism happening in America. They all just want to get their voice out and like just start a cause, kind of like I was reading something. They were saying this is going to be like the next big movement next to Rosa Parks not moving off the bus.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just like, wow, like watching that on TV. But it kind of rubbed me the wrong way because I have a brother that's actually a veteran. So I find like when like I respect that they want to protest, and I think that they should protest peacefully, but I think they're doing it at the wrong time. Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, actually he said that they're performers on a stage, and that stage is his. So anybody that does like the protest during the anthem is no longer going to find themselves to be a player for him.
Jeez.
Really?
Yeah, but with that being said, he also, before the national anthem, he went out on the field with the whole team. They all linked arm in arm and knelt before the national anthem, and then stood up and kept arm in arm for the anthem. So like he's showing that like a protest can be done in the right way.
In the right way.
But yeah, but there's been a lot of claims saying that was actually just a big marketing scam.
To get
That people are that they just want money. Like they're just trying to get recruitment for military and just all this stuff. And they're just doing that by showing like people like being brave and not standing and like protesting.
How would that get the money if the one person who's done it doesn't make any money anymore because he's ostracized?
Yeah, like that's why I was like, it didn't make sense to me as well. Like, so I was just looking and I found a timeline actually, and so it's all like it's the national anthem for America. It's like a big deal.
Right.
So 1814 was like when it got written. 1916, Woodrow Wilson made an executive order to make it the national anthem. 1918, anthem played in the seventh inning stretch of the World Series, but that was during the time of World War I. And then you go all the way to 1941 to 1942 when Major League Baseball and NFL started playing it before games, but that was only because of World War II started.
So this is what I heard. Like when it started there, they started playing it to get a bit of patriotism happening so people would enroll.
Exactly. And so like that was just like the start of like what they're claiming to be like the start of why they actually had like the whole patriotic like show.
Performance.
Yeah, basically. And so and then 1945, the NFL commissioner says that the anthem should be a much part of the game as the kickoff. Because they want to remember. Like, not like that the war's over at this point. They just want to remember everything that keeps on going on and on. And so he said that it should stand for the flag, which is the red is the valor, the white is the innocence and the blue is the perseverance and justice. And so the players kind of took that to a different perspective, and they're like, well, we're not seeing the justice, so we're going to fight the system. And that's where the protest kind of started.
Yeah, I don't think the argument really works when what they're protesting is people in power killing people who aren't doing anything wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And clearly it's not changing because it's been years of it, and it's if anything it was increasing. I think Jono said last time we talked about Black Lives Matter stuff.
But it's awareness. They're bringing light on the issue. They're saying that this matters, we care about this, and we're not going to ignore this anymore. It's and awareness is important for any cause.
And you mostly saw as well. It wasn't you normally didn't see Caucasians like in the protest as well. But recently, after Trump
it was
decided,
whole teams, wasn't it?
It was mostly just the African Americans and people of other races on the team.
I remember one team didn't come out of the locker room.
They didn't come out at all, except for those the Steelers, except for one player
who was a Ranger, right?
He was a Army Ranger. He was a captain, so he came out and stood in the tunnel by himself and did that.
Which makes sense.
Yeah,
I imagine as a serviceman, that would be a very conflicting thing.
Yeah, I don't know what you'd do. You have to swear to that flag, when you swear into the military in America.
Yeah.
And then you.
Well, I doubt the other players would have a problem with it.
Yeah, it's and I when I was reading about it, a lot of the players were we're not trying to do this to show disrespect for the country. We love that we get to be in this country and get to make money and be a performer for this country.
Yeah.
But it's just the way that it's just not being handled correctly with police brutality and everything going on elsewhere. And so just all the neo-Nazis, and a lot of them really just started because of Trump. Is because Trump's tweets out to them calling them, he tweeted and said that anybody that is going to be protesting is a son of a bitch and they should be fired. And so after that, that's when the whole teams kind of just joined together and they were we don't agree with what he's saying because we want there to be awareness and equality for everybody.
And now they want to stand with each other as well.
Yeah.
Their whole
they got the unity. So it just, I feel Trump doing that just kind of brought unity to the team when he was trying to tear it apart a bit and kind of start some trouble.
Yeah, if anything was going to get more light on the issue, would be the president tweeting about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which he's been constantly tweeting about it. Right?
Yeah, he's been taking stabs at the NFL as well, saying that they've been making weaker calls and stuff on the tackles and stuff because they're trying to make it a safer game. And so
because we need more NFL players committing suicide because of concussion.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's just taking stabs, and the best way I heard it is someone on his personnel. They were we agree with we want to protect the people's freedom of speech, but we don't if you're in your workplace, you technically aren't supposed to have the right of freedom of speech, or along those lines. It's if you're there, you're not going to stand up and just start going. When you're supposed to be working, you're not going to start speaking your mind.
Yeah. That's what makes it awesome, though, is they are risking everything.
Yeah, and that's something that a lot of people. It wasn't they did it some, but politics and sport didn't mix much. At least in America.
Until they did it to try to get people into the army.
Yeah, well, but even then, it wasn't as big. It was kind of just a propaganda, just during the wars. But it wasn't really. How they're trying to mix it now, Donald Trump's actually tweeting in and talking to him.
Yeah. It seems like this one really turned against him. So many commentators and people just on the TV have just been we were with you.
Yeah.
We're not really anymore. You've...
Yeah, I watched it. I was watching a panel, and it was 6 or 7 Donald Trump supporters that voted for him. And I think at the end of it, 6 out of the 7 said they regretted voting for him.
Yeah.
And this was the final straw, was him tweeting to NFL.
He's also been having some trouble with the NBA.
The NBA with Steph Curry.
That one's funny.
Yeah, he invited the Warriors to the White House,
which happens every year, right?
Yeah, it's just the thing. So the championship team comes, they give the president a jersey with the presidential number on it and the name, shake hands, take a few photos in the Oval Office, blah blah blah. But yeah, so Donald Trump was hey, you guys can come, and Steph was no. He's like, we don't want to
I'm
come.
going to be going.
Yeah.
Well, there was an article about how he wasn't going to go, which is like Trump saw that.
Yeah.
And then said, okay, you can't come anymore. And then
Taking back my invitation.
Yeah, Steph's like, I already wasn't coming, man.
Yeah.
And then LeBron James is the one who got fired back at him.
That's what LeBron said. He said, you can't invite him. He's already said he's not coming.
Yeah. He just kind of dug himself a hole when he was trying to just go at other people.
And he actually called him a bum. What was it? It was you're a bum. It used to be an honor to go to the White House before you were in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty...
Yeah.
Like, that tweet will probably be the thing that's remembered about his presidency, I imagine.
You bum.
People always bring that up.
Yeah.
Because you read it, you're just like, that's such a great tweet.
Yeah, it's...
Like, it says so much and so little.
Yeah.
It does.
You're a bum.
It's talking about him as well. Like, it was an honor to go to the White House, but now look at it, no one wants to go because of everything that he's been doing.
Because they're not the first one to stop. Like, there was a picture of an NFL team and, like, half the team wasn't there. There's, like, it's not the first time that people haven't been going to the White House because there's a clown in it.
Yeah.
They just didn't have Twitter then so much.
Well, I heard that people are kind of like they think that he's like hyped this whole issue up, but then there's like all this other stuff that's going on that he wasn't
ignoring.
Like
he's ignoring.
Yeah, like the hurricane in Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
like all the there's just so much stuff that he should be actually focusing on, but and he decides to go to Twitter instead and just decide to rant about people protesting about things that he should just kind of overlook right now and just continue to move forward to help the other economies and the U.S. economy.
Which is like he jumps down the throat of this, but then when there's neo-Nazis and all that, he doesn't condemn them.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, like he'll
It took him like a week to say something about
exactly
that.
right.
Yeah, he condemned him 2 days after,
and it was like
and then he
barely.
and then he took it back the next day. So it doesn't really like
It doesn't add up.
his head doesn't really add up to me.
Seriously.
But
just going back to like the anthem and things like that.
Yeah.
Is it as an American?
Yep.
Is it that important to you? Like when you see someone not standing, like does that something inside you?
A little bit. I mean, the kneeing thing, I don't know. I see it kind of as like whenever I picture someone kneeing, I kind of picture it as well as like they're submitting.
Yeah.
Because like a kneeing is a place of weakness usually is like what it's seen like because people are looking down at you. So I kind of see it like at that place as well. Like, so I'm 50-50 on it. Like I don't know, like the super American like growing up saying the Pledge of Allegiance every day, like to the flag, like every day at school I had to pledge allegiance to the flag.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the day, I had to say I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Yeah, literally. It's like it's like not even. It's less. It's like less than 3 minutes. But like you get into the classroom at school, sit at your desk, and you have to wait for the like intercom to come on, and then they'll like do like a couple morning announcements, and they'll be like, please rise for the pledge.
Yeah.
And then like they'll say the pledge, and you have your hand over your heart, and you're looking at the flag in the classroom, and you do the pledge every single day.
Was that like a state thing for your state, or was that?
No, it's just like a thing that's
far out.
I did it in Kansas, Nebraska, and Missouri when I went to school in all three of those states.
Because I feel like when they kneel down, I feel like to me like that's not offensive. They could I don't know take their pants off. They could just I don't know.
Yeah.
Through middle fingers to anyone.
Exactly.
Like I don't know. They could have done so much more.
Yeah.
Like it seems to me like such a peaceful thing, but I'm not in
That's-
there. I don't understand.
And that's what they're trying to do is they want it peaceful because that's more like they say it's more American when they're doing it the peaceful, correct way.
Yeah.
And
But
yeah, it's like his tweet was more offensive than anything they've done. Just having the word "son of a bitch" come out of the president's Twitter.
Yeah.
That's not okay. That's the president.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be better than that.
And especially because it's like tweeting about something that they like believe, like they actually genuinely believe and want change in. It's basically just like shutting them down. But fun fact for you, it wasn't until 2009 actually when players would actually stand on the field for the national anthem.
Oh,
Where
that's
were
not
they?
that long ago.
Where were they before this?
Sideline.
They'd be in the locker room.
In sheds.
Yeah, they'd be
Really?
in the sheds until 2009, unless it was the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then when 9/11 happened, so in 2001 they were out for a bit as well.
Yeah.
So they'd be out like just like for the Patriots.
Is that an NFL only? Because I feel like baseball.
Yeah, that was NFL.
Yeah.
That was like just NFL they started. But
Is there a reason that they started to come out on the field?
There is a lot of
Yeah,
people on a
there's-
football team.
I'm not 100%
because there's like 60 people, right?
at least.
Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah. They have
So
so
imagine
many.
getting 120 people.
They have
the
so
field.
many people.
Really?
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, they
Because
have
every
so many.
team is a different set of 12.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah, at
right.
least. And then
Yeah.
they have special teams, which is special teams kickoff return, field goal, punt return. Like it's massive. A lot of players play on multiple teams, but still. Then they have second and third strings and fourth strings and
Right.
Yeah,
And
because
then-
people are constantly getting injured because the game's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
They have replacements for the replacements.
Okay.
Yeah. But back to the whole paying thing, actually, as well as John McCain and Jeff Flake, two senators, actually, they released some paperwork showing that the U.S. Department of Defense spent $6.8 million between 2012 and 2015 for paid patriotism at NFL games, which is like flag displays, people like swearing into the military and stuff at games.
So it always comes back to money.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's the Department of Defense was paying professional like sporting like teams and stuff.
How do you think it would go in this country?
What?
Like
Like
Like at
people,
AFL games, someone like
because we do the anthem at everything as well, right?
No,
Yeah.
only not at every
Not
NRL
every game.
Like
Really?
at an
No,
in
I
an
don't
international
think every
game,
game.
at the Anzac Test,
Yeah.
at certain games.
I think. Yeah. International.
How do you think it would go down?
I think
What if we knelt?
Yeah, for like Aboriginal rights or
I
something.
don't think anyone would care.
yeah, everyone will be like,
Honestly,
oh,
like
cool.
we don't have.
Everyone will be like, yeah, that sucks, man.
we don't have that same kind of
No.
patriotism. Like
Yeah.
we're not every day in school doing some
Yeah.
pledge. Like, and we just take the mickey out of everyone. So I don't think that it'd have the same impact.
It wouldn't have an impact. People would notice.
Yeah.
And people, like, because we all stand together with our arms around each other. And
Yeah.
if people were kneeling, like, it would cause a stir, but it wouldn't be an outrage.
The Prime Minister wouldn't care, I think.
No.
Yeah.
He'd probably tweet his support.
I went to the Swans like openers,
Mm-hmm.
and the Prime Minister was there, and I've never heard someone get booed so badly before. and he was just like sitting there laughing, and I was like, this guy's a champ. Like everyone hates him, it seems, but he's just sitting there laughing, loving it, like sipping a beer, and I'm like, good on you. Like,
Yeah, we could.
That's what happens in Australia. If you're higher up, people are going to boo you.
yeah.
I was reading there was some kind of flag code in America. Like there's ways that you have to deal with the flag.
Yeah.
Like it can't be like.
Can't be on the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't have it
touch
on the
the
ground if
ground.
it is, and you have to burn it like in
Yeah.
a ceremonial way.
Burn it.
And
Yes.
You got to
actually,
burn it a specific.
yeah,
Yes,
fun.
in a ceremonial.
Do you
way.
want to know something really funny? Actually,
Sounds like a cult.
Donald. Back to Donald Trump and Twitter. He tweeted, I think it was in 2011, and he was talking about how burning the flag is a great way of peaceful protest. I don't know if this was sarcasm. I don't know if he was being serious, but he tweeted saying that it was a great way for peaceful protest to burn the American flag. But kneeling during the national anthem, not saying anything, and I feel like that's less disrespectful to the flag than catching it on fire.
Yes.
And yeah,
At least he's not denying like the racism stuff, or is he? I haven't seen.
well, he's trying to just shut down everything. So I find him to be more on the racist side.
Because he never seems to
Really?
acknowledge or deny the police brutality stuff. He just seems to
He ignores
talk
it.
about the
I-
football part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's one of
I
those
don't think
things.
he's really said anything about.
Yeah, he's just gonna like
Yeah.
if he can brush over it and just not mention it, I feel like he will.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a sensitive topic with everything going on with
Yeah.
like the Charlottesville that happened and
Yeah.
everything on top of that. But I think it does need to be addressed by the president in a correct way.
So
Like,
I
not on
sometimes
Twitter.
I sometimes really love how patriotic Americans are, but then sometimes it's weird.
Yeah, I love it sometimes, but I hate it sometimes because I realize that I'm way too patriotic sometimes, and I'm like, I should not be this crazy about a country.
That's probably because you lived in Australia, though.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't have noticed if I didn't live here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every American's just so annoying for like the first 2 months they get here, till they
Yeah.
realize just to relax.
Yeah,
Exactly right. Like I feel like I'm patriotic, but that doesn't mean that I have to look at a flag and put my hand on my heart. And,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Every
I
morning.
feel like that. I think there's good in that, and it does like from a really young age that does teach you to love your country and that kind
Yeah.
of thing. But I feel like you could do that in other ways.
Yeah,
that are
definitely.
a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, it's pretty
Get a
full-on.
Southern Cross tattoo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right.
Exactly.
Do you have one?
No.
Are you
Do
sure?
you have a Southern Cross?
The way you said
me see
that
it.
made it sound
Let
like
me
you
see it.
definitely do.
Let me see it. Come
Do
on.
not have a Salo.
I'd get one.
I would
Really?
never get a Salo.
Now that it's like out of the common thing to do.
Mm.
Is it? Are people still doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Bankstown.
No, not in Bankstown.
Don't be like that, mate.
In Penrith, maybe.
Don't be like.
She's from Bankstown, that's why she said that.
Trust me, no one's getting a Southern Cross tattoo in Bankstown.
Maybe we should all get Salos.
I already have an Australian tattoo on me, so
Okay,
I'm
good.
good.
Ah,
Yeah.
What is it?
nice.
The big Australian.
Do you have,
Oh,
do
yeah.
you have an
Thigh.
American tattoo?
I don't have an American tattoo.
Wow.
Disgraceful.
I know.
If I was American, I'd have an American eagle in a second.
Well, I want to get an eagle with a flag somewhere on my body, but I don't know where.
Mm.
So maybe across
Alright.
my chest.